Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about an Xbox 360 game which is overrated called Ikaruga, or that's how I think it's pronounced because I had to look up how it's spelled. Anyways, this is possibly one of the most overrated games made by a pretty overrated developer, Treasure. I mean, honestly, I never got what was so great about them, and before I start talking about the game, let me just get into a little backstory. I got this game on 360 back in 2008, 2009, something along those lines, because I had heard people on various gaming forums talking about how it's the best game ever and it's coming to 360. So I downloaded it, I installed it, and I got frustrated with it, and I deleted it not long after. And I just reinstalled it today because the PC version came out. And today I'd like to review it and talk about if it's any good or not. So let me start off with the presentation of the game and talk about the premise. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is talk about the presentation. This is an XBLA game, but it's pretty bare bones. You only have the main game, replays, and of course keeping scores. There's also a co-op mode on the Xbox version only, which about 3 people play because I couldn't find anybody playing it when I tried. There's no training mode unlike other shmups, but first to compare the presentation, let me use another game. This is Dodonpachi Resurrection on the Xbox 360, published and made by different company Cave. It has a ton of features from various variations of the game to other things such as, well, leaderboards, a training mode which lets you train, and you can play it online for ranked leaderboards, or you can play it, or you can do offline mode, which doesn't save your rank to the leaderboards, but lets you change your settings like difficulty and that stuff. And I really like the training mode in this game because it lets you train very specific stages. For example, if you just want to train stage 1, for example, if you want to train on the first stage or the second loop, third stage, for example, it'll let you do that. You can pick all that stuff, and of course, did I mention that it lets you even warp to the very final boss, the true final boss, along with changing all your little stats. It's got a pretty good training mode, while Ikaruga has, or Ikaruga, however you pronounce that, has absolutely none. Now to the premise of the game. Ikaruga, a game originally made on the Sega Naomi arcade board, which was the arcade version of the Dreamcast that used cartridges and later was modified to use GD-ROMs, is pretty much your generic shmup. The only difference is there's a gimmick where you get to absorb the same color bullets while being able to flip around and absorb the other color. It starts off easy but then gets hard like many shmups. The only problem is, it can get kind of hard for no reason. The game feels like it's unsure if it wants to be a modern bullet hell or an older style shmup without many bullets, because this game has a bizarre hitbox which is shaped the line down your ship, and of course it's got the polarity system where you press the B button to switch the color of your ship to absorb the one color bullets, but if the other color bullets touch you, you're dead pretty much. Now, I'm not doing so well in this clip because I recorded with the capture card, but even when you're on a VGA monitor, it's just not that great either way. I mean, it gets pretty annoying. And now let me talk about the graphics. The graphics don't look, and art style look kind of mediocre. I mean, it's a 3D shmup, but the setting and stuff looks extremely bland. I mean, it's just mediocrity in a nutshell. I mean, you just look at this and you just see, it just looks generic and bland. I mean, you've got games like Dodonpachi, with various colors on the screen, then you got this, which looks generic, bland, only 2 colors, and it's just lame. I mean, there's nothing really memorable about this game. I mean, other than the fact that it's hyped up to death by most people who've possibly never played many shmups. I mean, because you hear more people talking about this than Dodonpachi. I think that this game is just overrated. I mean, I know there's some people who like it. I don't mind if you do, but it's just not that great. The level design is frustrating too, kind of like it pushes you through various obstacles, which you have to use the thing to shift around to get through, but you also have to shoot blocks and stuff, making it making the polarity system real confusing and a real annoying gimmicks. And trust me, I've kind of enjoyed some games with controversial gimmicks, like Trigger Heart Exile or whatever that game's called. I kind of like that game, even though many people seem to hate it. But this, I don't know. This game is just overrated. And another thing about this game, the credit system is screwed up. Like, I mean, wonder why I'm complaining. Why does it say credits 1? Well, here's the thing. Unlike most games like Cave Shmups, where you can just use as many credits as you need to and pretty much beat the game with, say, a friend in this game, well, let me just show you. If you run out of credits, it's game over, and to get infinite credits, you have to play the game 9 hours. And combine that with no training mode, and it kind of gets annoying. For example, Dudonpachi, I died on purpose in this video just to show you, but if you get to continue, there's no credits, none of that, you can just hit start and continue. Of course it resets your score, but that's how Cave has balance to get the high scores, and trust me, Dudonpachi is a lot more fun than Ikaruga or whatever. I mean, I know they want to make this game hard, but there's a difference between hard and just flat out cheap, like this game is. And, I mean, I know I'm supposed to do this, but it gets annoying after a while. I mean, I'm not even making this up. This game just isn't that great. I mean, I'd rather play Dudonpachi than this game, and I'm not even the best player at Dudonpachi, and that game is so much better than this. So, all in all, I wouldn't recommend playing this game. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and these are just my thoughts on it. Another thing, the Steam re-release is pretty much the same as this version, but it lacks co-op. And that's really all this game is. This game's just kind of meh. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I wouldn't recommend you buy this game unless you want idiotic difficulty, because that's what this game kind of is. And there's also a few gamer score achievements, but those are kind of hard to get because how there's no continues for much of it. Even if you turn it on, which you have to tick it on in a little setting, it's just not that great. This game just isn't, and I wouldn't recommend buying this game. I mean, there are better shmups than this. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more. And another thing, just because a shmup's in 3D does not make its art style better. I mean, Dudonpachi, Side Ioju, Daifukatsu looks so much better than this game does, and they're 2D. And that's all I have to say about this game. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.